Welcome to Marquee Backstage All Access. I'm your host, Julie Milam. We're excited to go more in-depth into the lives and music of our guests, sharing all of our interview content and 5 full-length songs which were recorded at Thunder Sound Studios. Joining us this week is a Kentucky duo whose rap country sounds have made them ambassadors of the Ameriflow music style. Today they're sharing their story and music with us. To get us up and dancing, here is Twangin' Round with Granddaddy Longlegs.
The song was born out of pure arachnophobia. True story. Granddaddy Longlegs walking on a wall. Look at all them Granddaddy Longlegs, y'all. Granddaddy, oh, Granddaddy. Walking on a wall, walking on a wall, walking on a wall, walking on a wall. All around this town, walking on the wall to the new south sound. Barstool perched like I'm Eddie with a crown. Love it, leave it, down to repeat it. They always feel the need it. Man, I wanna see it. Proof is the truth, hands high as the roof. Throw it up like you dancing to some 2 Live Crew. Man, shaking and bob, she's the bold as she talks. Money pouring out my mouth, watch my granddaddy walk. Money tree keeps growing, that's a brand that I want. It's a walk to remember why I never fall off. Walking on the wall till the wheels fall off. Buzz it, love it, damn we got something. Granddaddy walking through the beat that's bumping. Oh, yeah, I said Granddaddy Longlegs walking on the wall. Look at all them Granddaddy Longlegs, y'all. Granddaddy, oh, Granddaddy. Come on with y'all. Walking on the wall, walking on the wall, walking on the wall, walking on the wall. Granddaddy, oh, Granddaddy. Don't put those hands up. I throw my hands back and shout it out, get out on the floor. Granddaddy walking all night long. And I said, about that time, Granddaddy on the line. There's a state of mind when I rock it all night. If this is wrong, I don't wanna be right. Granddaddy Longlegs all damn night. Walking on the wall round my porch slide. Dancing on a mission for the heat of the night. Bluegrass skies, clouds roll by. Love the letting bed and everything inside. All my cousin can't tell I'm alright. Family and friend, I think we might gather up a shindig till we all get big. Backyard about to make a round in the ring. Walking on the wall, walking on the wall. Won't be my first time for a last call. Move it, shake it, drink it till they crawl. Granddaddy Longlegs walking on the wall. Granddaddy Longlegs walking on the wall. Look at all them Granddaddy Longlegs, y'all. Granddaddy, oh, Granddaddy. What you say? Walking on the wall, walking on the wall, walking on the wall, walking on the wall. Granddaddy, oh, Granddaddy. Put y'all's hands up. I throw my hands back and shout it out, get out on the floor. Granddaddy walking all night long. Y'all sing with me. I throw my hands back and shout it out, get out on the floor. Granddaddy walking all night long. Yeah, I said, Granddaddy Longlegs walking on the wall. Look at all them Granddaddy Longlegs, y'all. Granddaddy, oh, Granddaddy. Walking on the wall, walking on the wall, walking on the wall, walking on the wall. Granddaddy, oh, Granddaddy. Yeah. I throw my hands back and shout it out, get out on the floor. Granddaddy walking all night long. What you say? Well, I throw my hands back and shout it out, get out on the floor. Granddaddy walking all night long. Yeah. And I said,
If that wasn't what we need to break the ice, I don't know what is. Let's listen to the boys share how one tragedy of losing a common friend got Twangin' Round together over 20 years ago. And after all these years, they continue that journey and have added another good friend, Mac Whittinghill, to the mix along the way. Here's a closer look at Twangin' Round in a performance of their song, I'm Still Here. Vernon, take us back to where it all started. Take us back to the beginning of Twangin' Round.
Well, I go back with this guy 20 years. Twangin' Round was actually established in 2011. We had a mutual friend, Round's roommate, Tommy Cunningham, that committed suicide, and we wrote a song called Outside My Window to honor Tommy, and I wrote it from a standpoint of what I wish I could have said to him to make a difference, because we both carried that for so long, and we still do to this day. And
they played at his funeral, yeah.
And to honor him, you know, I wish I would have had an opportunity to say, hey man, I love you. You know, don't do that. There's people here that need you, you know, and we never had a chance to do that. So that's just like every stormy day, there's a silver lining. So Twangin' Round was.
Well, there's a
born
lot
out
of people
that.
relate to that song. You know, there's people who reached out. You know, and and that is the concrete of Twangin' Round. You know.
It is, and those abstract kind of songs in the beginning. I say abstract because in the beginning, all in 2000, even as early as 2011, you know, country rap wasn't a thing that people were used to really hearing. You know, it was a renaissance happening at the time, and still is in a lot of ways. And I remember in the beginning, it was like wildfire because people had never heard anything like it.
Right.
It was, you know, people were like, "Man, I don't know what that is." But I like that right
Well, that's
there.
why I don't
you
like
know?
calling it country rap, man. You already got like a preconceived notion of what it is, and our music's not like a lot of the country rap. You know what I'm saying? And it just, you know, we started calling it Ameriflow, and I've noticed like I always be like, it's Ameriflow. Be like, ooh, Ameriflow. You know what I'm saying? Like there's like mystery there. Like
That's
you say
right.
country
Yeah.
rap, it's almost like all your cards are on the table or something.
Intrigue. I want to go check that out.
Yeah. But yeah, that's exactly like it. And I would explain to people like how do you know, tell us about it. And I'm like, it's like Outkast meets Creedence Clearwater. You know, when you listen to Twangin' Round, you listen to a versatile sound. You know, we write songs and record songs that come directly from our hearts. So when we put our hearts out there, I may feel this way on this track, and there's different ways we do it. My favorite way to create with Round is to come into a beat that he's already made and write to it.
Okay.
And let that music pull the lyrics and the feels out, you know, and put them.
You know, and I really love it too because there's so much mystery with Twangin' Round, and that's why Kentucky has that stigma too.
Yeah.
You know, Kentucky. You know, I go to places like, hey, y'all wear shoes over there? Or it's like,
Yeah.
you know, yeah, we do have like the crazy stuff too, but we've also got like Louisville and Lexington and Bowling Green, but you got like the Appalachian Mountains, then you got Western Kentucky, the open. I mean, I love
The
it.
Kentucky culture.
You know, so we love branding Kentucky. You know, and with the whole movement and stuff, you know, it's really awesome. It's been an awesome ride, you know.
Hey, you're just getting started though.
That we are, yeah. That's what we was talking about earlier. You know, we're throwing so much stuff against the wall, and what sticks, and we just roll with it. You know, and it's led to a lot more business opportunities for sure. Yeah.
Well, just like this past year, I mean, we've got 6 singles that we've put out and 6 videos. We've gone on a filming phenomenal journey. I mean, it's and the way we do all Twangin' Round videos is kind of like Quentin Tarantino films. There's something in every Twangin' Round video that connects it to the next one.
That's great.
So when you go and watch them, it might be a person, it might be a place, it might be an item.
So I want to touch on that
But there's
too.
all of that, you know, that's in there, you know. So when you're watching it visually, you can go on a journey, you know. And our new record, God Bless Your Journey, it's
Went number 1.
it went number 1 on Amazon pre-orders,
Pre-order, yeah.
and we're so happy with the response on that album, and it's a continuation of our catalog albums when we were independent in the beginning, before we signed with record labels. So now that we're independent again, it's a continuation of those catalog albums in the beginning. It's the true essence of Twangin' Round back free again and having freedom to do whatever we
We're
want.
really living in a singles game. Like now, you put 17 songs out next month, they're like, what's next?
Right.
What's next? You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So we was actually going to release the whole album as singles. Then all the old school people was like, you're messing my CD collection up, all these singles. And then so I was like, all right, man, we're going to do like one more album. You know what I'm saying? And we put 17 tracks on the God Bless Your Journey. And I really love this record, you know, because when my dad died, you know, he said, son, which he always loved our music. He said, but man, if you put positivity and put God in it, he said, we'll not lose.
Yes.
And he died 2 days later. And when we went to the table to make this project, that's how
That was the mentality.
first song we wrote was Let It Rain, and we'll play it for you guys today on the show. But that was the first one that we wrote, you know, during the Kentucky floods that we had earlier this year, you know, and a lot of songs on the record is from like the Down the Depths with school shootings and stuff, you know, and it's
Stuff
just
that was going on in and around our lives at the
Yeah,
time that were
man.
influencing us.
so, you know, and it felt so good because there's no parental advisory. This album is so gritty, but it's clean, and it's so gritty. They're like, I needed to edit a version of it. I'm like, bub, you didn't listen to the record, man. It's, you know, so that makes me feel good because, you know, just like this new business opportunity we'll talk about too, the hemp industry. You know, Janet, she's 60 years old.
Yeah,
You know, and she loves it.
demographics.
She's like, oh my God, that CD, because I gave her like a pre little release to it.
Yeah, demographic-wise, that's what's beautiful about it. Like, our demographic is...
all the way to 3-year-olds, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it's... We've got kids that grew up listening to Twangin' Around that are parents and have kids, and they listen to Twangin' Around now. So, and when we do these concerts, like for the last 4 years, we've toured the United States, north, south, east, and west, all the way up into Canada. With one month, we clocked over 16,000 miles on tour.
In a month, and that hurts.
Month.
That's 8 days a week.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's every day. And we've watched it grow, and we go out to a lot of ATV parks, and the culture out there in the ATV world. And the
3
mud
generations, sometimes 4.
Yeah,
you know?
that ride ATVs with their families every weekend, and they go out and they go to these parks, and they listen to Twangin' Round, and they ride all day, and then they pull up with their art razors and Can-Ams at night, and they pull up in front of the stage and they listen to a concert, and this is what we've done for the past 4 years, and we've watched it grow from 25 people to 35,000 people at a time.
Wow.
So
Fantastic impact.
And it's all around America too. The mud
Yeah.
parks. You can find the country. It don't matter what coast you're on. You know what I'm
That's
saying? And but yeah, it really blew up in the South, like Southeast,
Yeah.
Texas, Florida, and Kentucky hopped on. Now it's like California, Maine. We just
Yeah.
got back from Maine. And we was like unicorns and stuff up there.
Yeah.
Kentucky. It's
yeah, but
I
they
can't
learn.
imagine. They're like, oh no,
but
here comes
the
Twangin' Around.
The landscape was very similar to Kentucky. The rolling hills, like it felt, but the accents are shit. It was a 180. I mean,
Well, I loved it because we showed up, and then our rider, we asked the guy to give us fresh lobster. Mm-hmm. So we showed up, and he had, I think I ate 6 whole lobsters that day. I mean,
that's kind of their thing, how we got the Corvettes in Kentucky. It's like lobsters.
Oh, it was the truth. I'd never had it like that ever. It was great. But cultures, like that's moving the culture, watching it grow. That has been the blessings that have came out of it. Meeting the people, the relationships. Like we've got people that started out as fans with us that are family now that that we see every day, and just that journey alone. We call them full circle moments. We've watched this in the beginning go from nothing to something, and we have these full circle moments where we were back in the early times of Twangin' Around. We had toured. You might find us with a little moonshine. That we may have for sale. We may do some of that. And now we were just at Frankfurt, being recognized by the state of Kentucky.
Now they're like, yeah,
for being legal distillers in the state of
great.
Kentucky, and for our music.
Which, speaking of which, I think we should let the viewers know who this guy is. This is my probation officer.
It is.
He wouldn't want to say nothing to nobody. Now this
We
dude
have
right
to
here
take him with us legally everywhere.
This guy right here has been rocking with us for 5 years. We picked him up along the journey between one of these states right here. But now he's actually a Kentucky boy too, and just awesome dude. And he helps produce the beats, the guitar playing, and the website. And when we get to the heavy load, we're like, man, can you take care of this right here? And he's like, man, I got you, dude. So been with us for like 5 years now. I think you came around 2016 maybe.
Yes.
What was that like?
It's funny because, I did foster care, and I had a son that I had for a year. He was a great kid, and I was actually introduced to Twangin' Around's music because that's what he woke me up to every morning.
Are you
before
serious?
School. It was Twangin' Around and Lenny Cooper, and it was
That
simple.
he said, turn that record off. He's like,
And I was like, what is this? And because I'd never heard of country rap either. So I was just like, wow. And so I was like, and I became a really big fan. I started listening to their music, and I'd hit them up on a website called Reverb Nation. And was like, hey, if you ever need guitar, parts, hit me up. And it was almost a year later. Their manager at the time had put out a post looking for a guitar player, so I responded to it. And he hit me back up, and I was like, well, anytime you need me to come in to audition or whatever, I'm up for it. And so for 2 days, I just listened to their music and learned all their songs.
Because when we got to my house, yes, we went to another realm of existence. I said, here you go, big boy.
I showed up at his house, and there's 4 different flavors of moonshine on his deck, and he had the sound system
welcome.
outside.
Yes.
I auditioned on his porch.
Yeah.
There you go.
Sure
Yeah, I was
did.
in. That's
You
that's
picked
good,
the right
man.
moonshine.
Yeah.
But what an awesome dude.
I was
you know
buzzing
what
like
I'm
a
saying?
chainsaw too.
Yeah, oh yeah, yes. But you know what? That was really a test. I was like, I'm gonna get him tore up. I'm gonna see if he can function. He came over and murdered it.
That was
dude.
part of the interview. We got to know these
Yeah,
things.
because you know,
on
you
the
take
road,
these guys
man.
to the mud park and they ride off these little RZs, be like, "Where did my drummer go? We gotta be on stage and come here, you know, all tore up, you know." So yeah, man, awesome dude, man. That's Mac Whittinghill.
Mac
you know?
Whittinghill.
It wasn't my first rodeo, but I tell you what, it's been the best band, and these guys are like family, and we get along so well, and there's no hidden animosity. There's like we all communicate together, we all work together, and it's just been that
It kind of worries
loyalty.
me too because he is such a good dude. You know, it's like he don't ever vent. I'm like, dude, sometime it's gonna be at a red light. Somebody's gonna hit that horn, and they're gonna catch the blunt end of it. You know, it's just,
Well, you know, you've got Twain and Round.
That's right.
You know, Mac is the glue that holds us together. Mac is by far one of the biggest blessings that I've ever had in my life.
Well, thanks, buddy.
Yeah, I mean it. And I mean, I just I wish I had 20 Macs around me at all time, and I wouldn't have to worry about anything probably. But Mac is he's solid. He's 100%, and it's the first time ever in my music career ever that I've been in a band where it is really family. Like it's not like just somebody has an ego over here or somebody. You know, we may argue.
and there's the beautiful
want to
thing,
choke
man.
each other,
where we
but
go
we're
back
okay with
20
it, you know?
years, you know what I'm saying? There's 20 years in, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like a marriage or something. You know, you gotta respect
definitely like
somebody.
that.
Right.
You gotta respect a marriage that lasts 20
Well, it's a
years and all this
commitment.
stuff, you know. And
It is.
it is. I mean, there's a lot of business deals that come across the table, you know, where one person be like, "Man, that's not a good move." It is a good move, and you just got to meet in the middle, man, and just make it work, you know. But yeah, we're all on the same kind of frequency, so most of it, man, flows pretty good, you know.
Now I wouldn't be surprised if I woke up one day and it's like Fight Club, and he's my alter ego, and he never really existed. He was just up here. That's how connected.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's crazy. And even this many years later, like the music and the vibe, we can step into the studio and create. And that's
Yeah,
how we
quick,
do, you know,
quick.
quick. And that's
You know,
something like
yeah.
going down and writing circles in Nashville with these, you know, Grammy songwriters and stuff. They're blown away because we walk into a room and we walk in there and they're used to taking 3 or 4 days to write a song, and we go in there in like 10 minutes. We've
Knock
got a
it
song.
out.
We're like, hey.
Yeah. Right,
And he's
right,
literally
yeah.
seen them go, just shut their laptop down and go,
He
hey,
said, "Man, I could put V right there or something." Man, he was like, "Man, that's a solid song, man."
But that brings to another little nugget of wisdom from Twain and Round is the way we create. I'd say 75% of the songs we've written had started from beginning to end in under an hour.
It's wild.
Like, and it's in the moment, it's in the feel, it's in the strike while the iron's hot. So when you get that, that's what that moment is in time, you know.
I've sent Round a guitar track at 3 o'clock in the morning. Recorded
yes,
it in my
those-
recorded it in my living room and email it to him and be like, hey, I sent you a track, and he's like, all right. And then the next day, Twain's at his house, and then like, come on over,
It's
we need
completed.
some coloration.
Those used to be my hours. Like now I'm on a new business adventure. We may or may not talk about on the show, but man, it's got me like. Well, I go to bed at 8:30. I go out so fast it leaves black marks and stuff. I'm gone, dude. And then just, but yeah,
Let's
it's-
listen to some music.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Yeah, yeah. Let's tell them about it. Come on, ride with your boys. Always been told I won't live that long. The journey that I'm on is on a dead end road. And since I could remember, I've held my own. I'm still here. And I proved them wrong when this song comes on. Came a long, long ways from them Delafield days, still slinging that shine, and it's legal this time. From a no-box Chevy to the Cadillac kind. Burden's still heavy and I'm ready to ride down a dead-end road where I'm living just fine. Thought I wouldn't make it, take it, shake it on the grind like a big catfish on a little old line. Should've brought bigger tackle back here in the pines. Enjoy your time, you won't get out alive. On the grind till you die, baking Uncle Sam's pie. Judging how we did it, hypocritical minds that keep feeding us lies to try to keep us in line. Come on. Always been told I won't live that long. The journey that I'm on is on a dead end road. And since I could remember, I've held my own. I'm still here. And I proved them wrong when this song comes on. Bambi says she gon' pray for me. Yeah, I need it's plain to see. reading scriptures, blowing trees, another outcast in society.
Just a black sheep on a dead end road, that's where they said go, but
What do they know?
Front row with a mind blown, talking all the way home, by the road I'm on. In hell, I never thought I'd hold my own, and I showed them all.
I'm a rolling stone.
The road's my throne, you can have the crown. It's a long, hard fall from the top of the town, come on.
Always been told I won't live that long. The journey that I'm on is on a dead end road. And since I could remember, I've held my own. I'm still here, and I proved them wrong when this song comes on.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, when this song comes on.
Backstage marquee.
I'm gonna prove them wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when this song comes on. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Always been told I won't live that long.
Amen.
The journey that I'm on is on a dead end road. And since I could remember, I've held my own. I'm still here, and I proved them wrong when this song comes on.
Amen.
Yeah, when this song comes on, I'm gonna prove them wrong. When this song comes on, oh yeah.
That was I'm Still Here by Twangin' Round. We'd like to thank Thunder Sound Studios for letting us film our show from their fully equipped analog and digital recording studio complex in Franklin, Kentucky. For more information about Thunder Sound, please visit thundersound.com. And if you'd like to stay connected with us for our latest guests, behind-the-scenes photos, and videos from all of our episodes, follow us on social media at Marquee Backstage. Next, Twangin' Round performed their song Lives Through Me. But first, let's get up close and personal with Vernon Roach, also known as Country Twang, as he remembers his late father and the impact he had on his life. So Twang, when you and Round came together, you bonded over a loss that you both shared. You have suffered another loss that has really impacted your life today.
Absolutely. I lost my father about 4 years ago. Let's go back, though, before that. Back in the early 2000s, he was diagnosed with brain cancer. And they gave him 6 months to live, and he was really down about that, you know. And he was worried about it, and he kind of just come to a point, a cataclysm in his life. And he's like, "Look, I don't want any more treatments. I don't want anything unnatural in me. If I'm going to put it in God's hands, and I'm going to start using cannabis every day." And he used cannabis every day, and he lived 6 years. He was completely in remission, and he lived 6 years and died in a car wreck, ironically. Several years ago, and I'm gonna tell you, I was so apprehensive about the medical benefits and things like that, and definitely was not convinced that was the answer to people's ailments and the cure to cancer and all these things that people talk about. But I saw it firsthand, and I became a believer, and it's led me to the journey with Southern Kentucky Hemp. My partner and I, Curtis Butler, sat in his shop. He was the owner of a motorsports company then, and we were filming a TV show with him called Take a Ride With Me, and Round and I had just gotten back from Colorado, and I'd seen everything out there, and I told Curtis, I said, "This is the future here in Kentucky, man." I said, "This is the future," and now almost 7 years later, Southern Kentucky Hemp's on the map. We've got a beautiful facility in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and we're making medicine to change people's lives and change the world, And my dad put me on that path with his legacy, So my dad was so proud. He was born, his birthday was 4/20. So he was so proud of that all the time, And it was something he and I shared. And, and I think even thinking of him now, I think he'd be proud of that, Very proud of it.
Do people tell you their stories?
I get testimonies. People tell me their stories all the time. When we have so many success stories like that, like from children that have 100 to 120 seizures a day and can't even move, and then they're given CBD, and they play soccer now. To autistic children, to Alzheimer's patients, to people with PTSD, people on antidepressants. My own story, we were touring so much back the last couple of years. I'd gotten severely overweight. My A1Cs were down. I was on metformin, which is a diabetic medication. I was on lisinopril, which is a blood pressure medication. I was on Zoloft for antidepressant because I suffered from PTSD. And come to find out, all of that can be remedied with one thing. And now I'm 55 pounds lighter. My A1Cs are an all-time high. I'm not on any diabetic medication, blood pressure medication. I'm more healthy now than I probably was in my mid-20s. So, and I can't just attribute the whole thing to that. It's a lifestyle, and you have to commit to healthy choices along the way, but everything in moderation. And CBD is a medicine that people need, the world needs. So.
And you're using the influence and the life that you were given back with your father to help give life back to so many others.
That's absolutely right. That the 6 years that I allowed to get with him, that I may not have ever had, changed our relationship forever. And I'm so thankful. I thank God for that every day. And I believe that was a message. And he said, hey, this is something you need to do, son. Go,
It absolutely was a path that you were provided. Did you ever think that you would be here today telling this story of how your life really transformed?
Absolutely not. No, I would not have believed that. If you'd have told the Twang back then, he would have said, no, that's no way. No way.
So the Twang back then, what did you think you would be doing today?
Well, at the time, I thought I'd be making music. And I thought I'd be changing the world with music. And even though I was selling tractors for John Deere, I thought that this is my passion. This is where my heart's at. This is what I want to do. I want to touch people's lives all across the world with music and change everybody's lives with music and use it as a platform to bring people together culturally. Let's abolish all of these boundaries that we set for ourselves every day as people, whether it be racism or culture or socialism or how much money somebody's got in the bank. None of that matters when good music comes on and people can connect.
It is the language we all speak. I say it all the time. And to know that you recognize that and you want to share that and you want to connect to people with the music that you make, but also the music that you love. And that you've also found another way to help people be healthy and help people be happy. That's tremendous. And the transformation that you've gone through that you didn't even see until after it had already happened is a beautiful thing.
Absolutely. We call those transitions that you don't see, we call those full circle moments. And, we've, with the Twang and Round music, we've crossed generational gaps. We have kids that grew up listening to our music, who are grown-ups and listen to our music with their children now. So, and we've watched it change so much. Like in the beginning, people didn't know what to think about our style of music because it was so different. And we've always held on to the fact that, be yourself, be true to yourself, be different. That's what you're supposed to be. Be proud of being different. Embrace it. Take it to the next level. Take it out there and use it. Use it as a gift. Because it is. That's being unique is what makes humanity what it is, and people need to embrace that and love it, and when people are true to themselves, everything else will fall into place. I found that along the way,
You just have to have trust. You have to have faith that your purpose is being served. And you, my friend, are definitely serving your purpose.
Well, thank you. I do it all and give God the glory for it every single day of my life.
Well, thank you for everything you're doing.
Started way back in the woods in an old town church. Country scene, big dream, simple life, only knew hard work. Instilled in me was the music from my family tree. Passed down on the journey and the dream still lives through me.
Where it started?
Started way back in the woods in an old town church.
In that old town church.
Country scene, big dream, simple life, only knew hard work.
Only knew hard work.
Instilled in me was the music from my family tree, all from my family tree, yeah. Passed remember watching Hee Haw with Mamaw and Papaw. Old rugged cross on Sunday morning in the pew with the sinners. That's where I belong, trying to right all my wrongs because I'm living these songs. I remember my daddy bumping ZZ Top and his Camaro that he loved, man, he loved to rock. Instilled in me was that musical therapy, Conway and that Stairway to Heaven. Coming through the speakers, that's my job, cause that's the life I live, and it ain't ever stopped since I was just a kid. Coming up in the country, stood in No Town Church, where it all began, in the heart of a man that's working hard as he can. Way back in the woods, in an old town church.
In that old town church.
Country scene, big dream, simple life, only knew hard work.
Only knew hard work.
Instilled in me was the music from my family tree. Passed down on the journey and the dream still lives through me.
Yeah. Papa was a sheriff and my daddy was an outlaw. Showed me early on different paths we could walk on. Drop a tailgate, let's talk about them good old days. How far we come, that's the way we was raised. Dolly Parton, with that coat of many colors, taught us how to treat our brothers and our sisters and our mothers. Sunday school, in that old town church, taught us everything we needed while we walk on this earth. Hard work still pays off. That's the cost of hard living with no days off. Bluegrass tones, fiddles and banjos, hip-hop beats going hard in the streets. Come on.
Way had 'em all stirred up with that hello, darling.
Be like, hello, darling.
Johnny Cash had 'em all wearing black, even Dolly Parton.
Rest in peace.
They were larger than life on a stage, stereo, and TV.
Amen.
They made making their dreams really look so easy.
But where did it start at, Twain?
And it started way back in the woods in an old town church. Country scene, big dream, simple life, only knew hard work.
Only knew hard work.
Yeah, instilled in me was the music from my family tree, all from my family tree. Yeah, passed down on the journey and the dream still lives through me.
Yeah.
Hello, darling. Even Dolly Parton. Stereo and TV really looks so easy.
Next up is Brad Davis, also known as Lil Round. But first, if you'd like to keep in touch with Twang and Round, follow them on social media at Twang and Round. Speaking of social media, Round tells us about their different social media adventures and how they try to keep in touch with their fans. Plus, why their latest album is close to his heart and a performance of their song, Let It Rain. Round, you guys just dropped new music to massive critical acclaim.
Yes, number one. It went number one on pre-orders. We're super pumped. I mean, that's never happened. We've never done pre-orders before, so we did try it with this one right here. And this album is very special. It's called God Bless Your Journey, and it goes back to even, a couple days before my dad passed away. Me and him had a heart-to-heart, and he was like, son, he was like, I love your music. And he was like, but, make the whole thing positive and put God in it. Just try that. And he's like, you won't lose. And my dad, he meant what he said, But it was just, he's never really hit me like it, It was very powerful, and he died 2 days later. And so pretty much when we went to, the first song we wrote was Let It Rain. And that song itself, we've already released it, it's already out there. We wrote it during the Kentucky floods. But this whole album, I'm very excited to get it. It's very close to being out there for the world to bump it, and that's something else, the technology. On our analytics, we got people in Sweden and Bolivia, and it's like, I think there's 71 countries that follow our music, so it's big motion.
Social media really has been able
Changed the
to.
game.
It sure has.
Yes.
So from when you started to the release of this last
I've watched
record,
it. You don't realize it because you know how time moves real fast. you don't realize it's been a 20-year gap or a 10-year gap. You know, like I'm still, up until like a year ago, I was bumping CDs, but really CDs peaked out in 2010. Then digitally passed physical up in 2015. Now you're just live feed. Now you can hit a live feed. Yes, y'all come on in here. And some people's, you know, pooping on the toilet. Some people's watching in the living room. Some people's going down the interstate, you know. And you bring everybody into one little thing and you're sitting there talking to them. And that's what really changed the game right there. And that really, 3 years ago, you couldn't even do that, you know.
So tell us how you now engage with your new podcast also.
It's a full-time job. It's
It is.
Man, it's so like my screen time, like it's like, oh, you've been screen time 8.5 hours. You know, I'm like, golly, because if I'm not doing that, I'm working in the studio and that's a screen. And sometimes I'm like double hitting both of it, you know what I'm saying? And it just, it's a full-time job. You know, a lot of people got like a preconceived notion, like, oh, Twang and them, they're riding jet skis right now. They don't realize, man, it's like 2 a.m. and when I close my eyes, I can still see waves from the studio, you know. So we got several accounts, you know, but every one of them is a platform. This right here with the viewers, you know, this is a platform. Twang Around's a platform. Southern Kentucky Hemp is a platform, you know. So we've built, you know, all these platforms over the years to launch. You know, we, like you said, the podcast, the video cast we do every Sunday called Kentucky Rambling, you know, and all that is just rambling like we would do on the porch or something, but everybody's a fly on the wall, you know, and so it's kind of like, you know, touch base with the fans once a week, but also, you know, with the music, be like, hey guys, new single. Then we run like little contests, be like, we're getting ready to go to the Bahamas, and we're like, hey, pre-order this album and show us that you pre-ordered it, and we'll give away $500 cash and the album. You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that really encourages it. Because a lot of times you got ghost followers, like, all right, man, because it don't cost a nickel to share. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But a lot of people will be like, they won't share it or won't hit their friend to invite. They're just watching. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely. It's different out here. You know, I just think about people that's been out of society for 10 or 15 years and they come back to society. It don't seem weird to us because we kind of just change with the game. But, I mean, it's a culture shocker, you know, to somebody that's not really been hip to. That's why I try to stay all the new apps. Like, you know, earlier, they're like, hey, Round, you have TikTok? I'm like, oh, my God. You know what I'm saying? It's like another one, you know. But it's very important, you know, because a lot of people's like, well, I don't want that stuff. And hey, it's good to be off the grid, but if you run any kind of business, you've got to exist on social media or you don't exist to the world, you know.
Well, and you don't realize how many different groups of people that you have to reach from different mediums. It's not like back in the days of MTV when it first came out. It was new, everyone watched it.
It's even that, like MTV, you know, that's what, like, you know, TV told culture what was hot. That's why record labels were so hot back in the day, because they had a fix on the game, you know what I'm saying? They'd be like, hey, this is what's hot. Bing, bing, hey, I got a new artist coming, and they run all the promo on it. But now, it's your boy Round, we're eating tacos. I mean, just right there in your pocket, you know, and it's just, you know, it's crazy.
Well, it's a way for your fans to feel like a part of your life and a part of
And
your
I love
family.
it. It's almost like politicking. You got to go out and hold the babies and hug the mamas.
Shaking
and all
hands
that.
and
Shaking
kissing
hands,
babies.
It really is, and people appreciate that. But everybody's fighting for everybody's attention out here. If we're not doing it, somebody's going to slide right up in there, and they're going to have, because you've only got so many hours in a day.
That's right.
It's usually a small amount because of work and the kids. You got like a little baby window to do something, you know what I'm saying? So it's tough.
It is tough, but you guys own it every single day. And I cannot thank you enough for letting all of us be a part of your life.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Yep.
Keep it up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like we got different platforms. Like I've started little Snapchat characters called Lil Lonnie and, you know, the Snack King, which the Snack King I had to pump the brakes on because I gained 12 pounds. People
Trying
like,
to
man,
be
you
the
got to
Snack
try
King?
the new Philly cheesesteak at Sonic. So I do like a real reaction. I'm like, all right, yeah. And I usually wait till I'm like real hungry, worked a full shift. I come over and demolish it, you know, But yeah, like I said, 12 pounds went good. So I said, guys, we're going to take this season off. I'm going to be back next season, you know. So
I can't wait to see the rest of the characters. That
yeah, you know,
Twang and Round come
that's
up
what I
with.
like about Twang Around, because everything is so, like, what you see is what you get. Like, it's so unscripted. It's so real, you know what I'm saying? And we take pride in that.
Well, it's a lot of fun to watch. We can't wait to
It's
keep
fun
cheering
doing
you
it, yeah.
on.
Yeah, oh, yeah. God bless your journey, you know. That's, you know, that can even be for the lovers or the haters. It's almost like the old church. They want to say something bad about them, but like, well, God bless their heart, you know, in the South, you know. But, you know, but even the lovers or haters, I want to God bless their journey and really bless it. Hey, man, you're having a bad day, I think, you know what I'm saying? I hope, you know what I'm saying? God bless your journey, positive vibes, you know? And that's one thing that we really take pride in is the positive vibes, because I'm a firm believer that everything's out here on a wavelength, you know what I'm saying? And I think if you're a negative mindset, you invite negative things into your life, you know what I'm saying? And so a lot of times when I'm getting negative mindset, you know, I rewire kind of like, all right, man, look, there's somebody hitting it way harder than I am today that's unfortunate, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm blessed in a lot of ways, and that's cool, you know? And I think no matter what you're going through, you can still look at that perspective, you know what I'm saying? So.
Well, you've been given that positive influence, and now you've been given the gift to use that for other people's good.
Yeah, and I you know, absolutely. Like I said, God bless your journey. It felt so good not having parental advisory on there, but it's still gritty. I mean, don't get it twisted. This is a very gritty record. It's so gritty where they're like, hey, let me have the edited version of it. Like, hey, bub, you know, you didn't listen to it, you know. But I love it. I love where it's going. I love where Twang Around is going, you know, because we've, you know, Twang Around don't color inside the lines. You know, we color outside the lines. You know, like I said, we was in L.A. shooting Lottie Dottie. We had Kango hats and gold chains and Instagram models in there. Then, you know, we're over there out in a cornfield with I'm Still Here, you know. So it's really cool. But this year right here in the last, you know, 18 months, we've really kind of like, all right, man, we've been doing this for a while. Let's really hone in of who we are. So we're back independent. And you know, guys, you know, everybody's going to see the God Bless Your Journey, you know, so just everybody go check it out and just hit play on it, let it ride. And I think that will tell the story, you know, Twang Around, yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. Right here at Marquee Backstage. Your boys Twang Around.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause if the sun don't shine tomorrow, I've always loved the rain. For all the hearts that's filled with sorrow, let it wash out all the pain.
So what we gonna do?
Let it rain, oh, let it rain.
Let it rain, let it rain.
Let it rain, oh, let it rain.
Gonna let it rain.
Kentucky rain on a tin roof while I hugged you. You can be the sun, be the only one. Rainbow, God's promise of a better way. Thunderstorms in the distance while we center stage. Storm chasing, feel the rush, we might get blown away. 'Cause when it's real inside, it's worth the price you pay. Lightning crashes, it flashes, and then an instant gone. Just like the lives we live, they never last too long. The brightest moments, we own it while the rain pours out. We can weather the storm together, so love me now. And we can ride it out till the sun shines down. Dancing in the rain. Our hearts feel that if the sun don't shine tomorrow, I've always loved the rain. For all the hearts that's filled with sorrow, let it wash out all the pain.
And what we gonna do?
Let it rain, oh, let it rain.
Let it rain, let it rain.
Let it rain, oh, let it rain.
Gonna let it rain. Yeah.
Let it
Kentucky rain
rain.
on the windshield. Riders on the storm. Thunder rolls in the distance. Get closer while I listen. Capture moments on the timeline as they fly by. Soaked to the bone while the storm does a drive-by. I hold my head up high, 'cause this is my time. Past, present, future, here we all watch the sky cry. It's only temporary, let's make it legendary. And we can ride a storm out till we both are buried. The music lives on when we dead and gone. And you can play it on rainy nights when you get home.
Before we go, we'd like to invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Marquee Backstage. You can go there and find all of our televised episodes and podcasts. Now here's Twangin' Round with one last song. This is Sippin' on Shine. Until next time, I'm your host, Julie Milam, and I'll see you next week right here on Marquee Backstage All Access.
Sip, sipping on some shine. Sip, sipping on some shine. Sip, sipping
Come on,
on
ride
some
with your
shine.
boys.
Loving every minute, cause I'm never promised anyway. Gripping on these dreams, cause I'll never let them get away. Sip, sipping on some shine.
Sipping on some shine.
Sipping on some shine. Sip, still looking out for better days and better ways to benefit. Taking all them stormy days and trying to make the most of it. Sip, sipping on some shine. Sipping on some shine. Sip. Simple things in life you have are always worth the time you spend. Everybody's worried about the state of our environment. Ain't meant to always try as hard as anybody ever. Persistence is the key to unlocking all accomplishments. Always need to find a way to ease the journey that we on. Sipping on some apple pie, shine on a back road. Sipping on some shine.
Sipping on some shine.
We do it all the time.
Do it all the time.
Mason jar full of the timeless remedy. Boom, runners on a run has the lives that we lead. All the hard knocks that made me who I am. Dripping, sipping on a jar full of goodness in my hands and my loving every minute, cause I'm never promised anyway. Gripping on these dreams, cause I'll never let them get away. Sipping on some shine.
Sipping on some shine.
Sipping on some shine. Sip, still looking out for better days and better ways to benefit. Taking all them stormy days and trying to make the most of it. Sipping on some shine.
Sipping on some shine.
Sipping on some shine.
Yeah. Sipping on shine. We do it all the time. Let the bass bang.
Live that has a life.
Lord knows that I try, so I live it right now. Another city, another town, ready to rock another crowd. Loving every minute round here, down here. Bonfire shine up, grinning from ear to ear. Buzzing like a chainsaw, apple pie mango. Buzzing like a bee's nest, everywhere swinging round go. Better ways to benefit, banging the beats on the country tier, slinging the shine with the Duke's did.
Dropping in them cinnamon sticks.
Go ahead, take a seat, swaying when the bass hits. Trying to make the most of it, chasing dream and just won't quit.
Loving every minute, cause I'm never promised anyway. Gripping on these dreams, cause I'll never let them get away. Sipping on some shine.
Sipping on some shine.
Sipping on some shine. Sip, still looking out for better days and better ways to benefit. Taking all them stormy days and trying to make the most of it. Sipping on some shine.
Sipping on some shine.
Sipping on some shine.
Yeah.
Sip.
Sipping on shine. We do it all the time. Let the bass bang.
Living that hazard life.
Sipping on shine. We do it all the time. Let the bass bang.
Living that hazard life. Sipping on some shine.
Right here at Marquee Backstage. Yeah.